Right, so guys, thank you ever so much for the invitation, Charlie. Just in terms of an introduction, I am the education segment lead for the new Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Company. I'm going to just talk you through the separation, what it means. For those who know the HP brand, I'll just talk to you about what's happened in HP over the last few months. I'm not going to be long, so don't worry. I'm not going to go through products. I'm not going to go through any of those things. Really, it's going to be just about the separation. I think this is my 4th or 5th time at the Medhurst, your events. I'm sure it's about the 5th. So it's always a pleasure, and thank you very much for the invitation. Before I kick this off, I came here with 7 bottles of wine. So if anybody can think of any answers to the question, I've got 30 seconds just to shout out the answers. You get a bottle of wine. So who is the world's largest taxi company? Who shouted that one first? Okay, right. Now, second one, who is the largest accommodation provider who owns no... Right. Whoever the first one is after, we go and see Karen. She's got the wine, so... Right. Third one, who's the largest phone company who do not own a telco infrastructure? I'll give you a clue, we're in their building. Right, right. Number 4, who is the most valuable retailer but has no inventory? Nearly, no. No, I'm going to go through them. Right. Who's heard of Alibaba? Okay. All right. Number 5, who is the most popular media owner but creates no content? Facebook. Who is the most popular, I've said that one. Who is the world's largest movie house? Netflix. And who is the largest software vendor but do not write?
The rest of the sentence.
Yes, the rest. Google, right. So, whoever got the answers right, see Karen afterwards. Right, the reason why I put that up is the world is changing, and in companies such as HP and the new Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Company, we have to kind of change with some of the times. And if you look at some of the branding that we've had and some of the things that we've invented, it looks quite dated, and I'm going to talk you through a few things in a moment. But if you look at the last 5 years, the iPad was created, sorry Microsoft for talking about the iPad, but the iPad was created 5 years ago, only 5 years ago. And if you think that we spend on average about 20 years of our lives in education, the question is, what will the next 20 years look like for a student that's just started their journey through the career system? What would it look like? And by the time they leave education, they would have produced, consumed, and communicated information which is unimaginable. I beg to think what it's going to look like in the next 20 years. Every 1 second, lots of things are happening. Every 1 second, 10,000 tweets. Every 1 second, Skype calls, Tumblr. And a lot of this is our young people. My daughter, I'm sure she's the one that's doing most of the Instagram updates. But every 1 second, all of that stuff's happening. And a lot of it is our children who are doing that stuff. So as they go through education, they're going to expect things to be able to evolve and change at the same pace of what they're using. So if you look at the innovation journey of HP, 1939, when Charlie Baines was born, we had look how old it looks, the audio oscillator. In 72, who ever bought a HP calculator? Many years ago, right? So, and I actually recall the first ProLiant server, 1989. Just looking at some of them, it looked really quite dated. 2013, the world's fastest desktop printer. And this is the innovation that's gone through from HP. But it looks fairly dated. So the 1st of November, something happened. HP Limited separated into two organizations. On one side, we had HP Inc., and you'll know it by the iconic HP logo. And they do printers, HP Ink printers, ink cartridges. They do laptop devices, all that consumer stuff that you get from for devices, HP Inc. And on the other side, you have Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, which is an industry-leading company, 50-odd billion turnover. And they are the server, storage, networking, cloud, services, all that stuff that makes the devices operate. So HP Inc. is printers, devices, laptops, etc. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise is all of that other stuff, servers, storage, cloud, networking services, that converged system, all of that stuff. Two separate companies. We have two separate IDs, two separate bosses, two separate car parks. We cannot go into their car park. They cannot come into. It's two separate companies. So if you come to me and say, Paul, I want to buy 15 million devices, Andy, I will say, it's not me, it's those guys. At the moment, I will say, speak to Kenny Fife, but I don't know what it will look like once they do their org. So we are two separate organizations. And that's really massive. That's a massive thing, two separate organizations. The enterprise group, which is currently 50% of the total revenue for the Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Company, if you think about our Q3, which is May, June, July, our networking business, 50% of our networking business is education. It's schools. Schools will equate to 50% of our networking business during that busy period of Q3. So thank you guys. You know, you're definitely on the chart in terms of visibility. I get asked lots of questions in terms of what's education doing, how we're doing it, when are we going to do it, when are we going to, and every time you guys order something, it all comes through to me, which means demand planning is key. So guys, if you are, when it comes to the busy period, please try to give us as much notice as possible so that we can ensure that the stock levels are available. But I wanted to talk you through with a separate company, a massive separate company. So we're going to be focusing on a few things. One is a transformation areas. I'm not going to go too much into that because it's a lot of marketing stuff. But we're going to have an education-focused portfolio. And I'm going to talk through about a couple of acquisitions. We're going to be doing some more work with eco-partners. So I had a meeting with Microsoft today to see whether there's anything we can do together, a joint proposition together. And my role as segment lead for education isn't just to sell more commodities, sell more stuff. It's how do we do more things different in education? What do you see 3 years down the line that we need to be embracing now? And how do we, HPE, invest into that, whatever it looks like, to make sure that we're ready for the market? We want to make it easy for you to do business with us. We want to simplify the processes. The fact that we're now a smaller organization means that we can now do things a lot quicker, more agile, and we can try to help you so that you can achieve what you need to. And we're trying to make it easier for you to do business with, but also we're trying to make it that you can enjoy doing business with HPE. Got to keep mentioning the E at the end of it. I need to show you that that's the transformation area, but you'll see a lot of this. Whenever you see HPE in the marketplace, we're going to be focusing around the transformation areas. I've now changed that so it becomes more education focused, but I need you just to see, because whenever you go to the BET show and various events, you'll see something like that on the back. As part of the separation, we acquired Aruba as a business. Now, Aruba, not only do they do wireless, they do an amazing mobility play. Some of the technology that they do in the back end around meridians, around beacons, it's absolutely amazing. For those who have the HP wireless, we absolutely are going to support you. We're going to be working with you. And our Medhurst will still be looking at both the HP wireless and also the Aruba wireless. And then what we will do, we will work to see how we get you over to the Aruba over the next few years. Some of you have already invested in HP Wireless. We'll still support you, manage you, do all those things. You know you're happy for the next 5 years or so. But those who are looking at wireless, we need to be looking at how we start to give you that education piece around the Aruba. Our networking business is going to change. So we've got HP networking as almost like a separate BU. We've just acquired Aruba. What we're now going to be doing is moving some of our networking portfolio into Aruba. So from Aruba now, you'll be able to buy access points. You'll be able to buy our Provision switches, so the likes of the 5400, 2920s, 2530s, and the traditional HP networking switches you'll be able to buy from Aruba. We'll also be looking at the mobility controllers, which comes with a firewall already inbuilt into the controller. We'll be doing some great work around our ClearPass, which is about network access control, that policy management, the 802.1x, that that security element. We're also going to be looking at some safeguarding propositions around surveillance into education, and how do we move the traditional analog surveillance, how do we move it from analog into digital and start doing some clever things around cameras, IP cameras. We'll be looking at network management, so we still have IMC that's going to do the overall management, but if you're just looking for a wireless management and switching, we can do the central, which is the cloud manage, or the airwave, which is going to be able to do overall management of wireless. What makes Aruba different is if you buy a cloud proposition from Aruba, HPE, and then 2 years down the line, you don't want cloud anymore, you still use the same access points. All of them are AC ready. And now, because of the acquisition of Aruba and the HPE portfolio, we're number one in pretty much all the marketplace. This one here, where we're number two, actually, if I was to rename this education wired connectivity, then we would be number one in every region. This is massive for us. So we're here to support and to help and to ensure that the right technology is in our education. Just in terms of the org chart, no difference in the UK. Andy Isherwood is still the MD. I report to Mike, who's the head of public sector. Mike reports to Mark Waters, who's the VP, Tom's friend, the VP of Enterprise Group. And then from a education perspective, we've got a team of people who are here to try and support and help you moving forward. We have some amazing technology, but what we are trying to do is make it easy for you guys to do business with us. We're trying to bring new technology, if there's things that you're seeing in the marketplace and you think that HPE needs to be collaborating, please let me know. I'm absolutely wanting to work with third party. If you've got projects that is a little bit different and you think that HP could quite easily get involved, please let me know. We are trying to do things different. We know that education is changing, and if we can help, that is what we're here to do. We're not just wanting you to spend more money with us. Those days are over. It's becoming more commoditized. If we're not careful, our switches are faster than their switches, their wireless. We're trying to do things different. And you guys are the ones who have been absolutely fundamental in some of the changes that's happening in education. That's the new branding for HP. Is there any questions at this stage? If you want me to go deep dive into our products and portfolio, we can do that. If you want us to come and see you at your school, we can do that. Medhurst are an amazing partner for us in the education space, and we will support them in whatever. So if you do have Medhurst coming into your school and you feel that you need HP to go with you, we have direct communications with Medhurst and we're able to go in with them as well. So really, we just wanted to let you know the new brand is HP Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. Whenever you see this, it means it's the new, hopefully improved brand of the old HP. Anybody got any questions? Good question. So when the green box was first launched, and it was almost like a drum roll. They timed it. It was in the evening when the Americans woke up, and we was all really excited. It was all secret squirrel. We was really expecting some logo where they spent millions of pounds getting some designer from the best creative agency, and we was all really excited. We go, oh, this is really going to be quite cool. We can't wait. It was all brewing. And then the login came in, and we got the first view of it. It was almost like a bridal dress. It was amazing. And then when we all clicked on it, we hated it. Every single one of us hated it. We just went, whoa, you pay someone how much million to come up with that design? But if you drive into HP, and whenever you get the opportunity to come into HP, you'll see the new logo and the old HP logo. And when you see them both, or if you go on Google and look at the logo on a building, it looks amazing. Just my view. And the green box, I think it represents an opportunity. And whatever they've told us to say, I don't want to, belittle your confidence, right? So it's a great opportunity. There is some background marketing reason for it, but it looks amazing on the building. Look at Google, HPE, it looks amazing. It does look amazing. They pay someone a lot of money to come up with a brand. And yeah, at some point we'll be able to tell you. But if you give me your detail, I'll send you the line of exactly why. But it does look good, it looks really cool on the building. And the new Aruba business will be called, at the moment, it will be called Aruba, a Hewlett-Packard Enterprise company. That's what we think it will be called. That's what we're going to market. If it does change, we'll let you know as well. At the moment, it's someone called Kenny Fife, but they are the other side. And I don't know what that will look like, because we're two separate companies. We are so separate. It is a separate company. Yeah, I mean, definitely. If you go to the Kenny Fife, has got a direct plug into Medhurst. So if nothing changes, you still communicate with Medhurst, and as things change on that side, Medhurst will be the ones that will tell you who's doing what. We do collaborate. There's lots of jokes in in my side to say that this year we're going to have Apple on our stand. But it's, listen, we still are we're a platinum partner of HP. We still are encouraged to work together. There's still things we will do as a joint proposition, but we are two separate companies. But Medhurst will be able to feed you into the other side. Anybody else got any questions? The next question, there's one more bottle of wine. So if you've got a question, then you get a free bottle of wine. My favourite colour. My favourite colour is green. That's it. That's me done. And if you've got any more questions, please feel free. I've got business. Good question. IMC will still be charged, but there's some stuff that's happening in the Aruba world which the costs will be considerably lower. Yes. So HP. So HP used to be free when we had the ProCurve Manager. Then they brought out the IMC, which was quite powerful tool, which you could use to power up the whole of England. And then they somehow tried to make it so that it works in education, which it did, and it did a very good job, but it was expensive. But with the new stuff around ClearPass and you know, we've got some great products, which the price, I'm told, is amazing. But I don't know. Like I said, any free trial? Yes. I'll sign up. Medhurst. Speak to Medhurst, and we'll get a free trial. Okay. Bottle of wine, right? Okay. I think that's my 8 bottles gone. One more question, and that makes it 9, and that makes it difficult for Medhurst because they have to choose between 9 people who to give. One more question, or are we done? And we'll be at BET this year. Just one more story regarding BET. We always do, obviously, a HP stand. Great big stand. Medhurst has paid quite a lot of money to have their stand opposite the HP. But now we've got a separation. We're not going to be near them. Sorry, that's not funny, is it? So we're not going to be near them. So there's going to be 2 stands. So effectively, at BET this year, you'll see the HP stand as were last year. And then you'll see the Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Aruba stand. Please come and see both. If I'm expecting lots of people to come and look for me at the HP stand. So we're in dialogue with them to see how we manage this, because post-separation, we still have the joint customers. So come and see us on the HP stand, but definitely come and see us on the HPE stand with Aruba. All of our kit will be also on Medhurst stand. So we probably won't have lots of kit, we'll have more messaging and videos, but the kit itself will be available to play, touch, feel on the Medhurst stand at BET. Thank you ever so much, everybody.